So the highly anticipated Joker sequel is off to a brutal start, and word of mouth for this movie is absolutely atrocious. So this thing will have no energy going forward. For once, the critics and audience agree on something. This movie is not good. A 33% by the critics and a 30% by the audience. An absolute beatdown for the reviews. Not only that, we found out that the original Joker was only supposed to be a one-off, but yet again, Warner Brothers saw $1 billion on the first Joker name and had to double down and do a sequel. And now this movie is cooked. Todd Phillips denies Joker sequel plans. We always pitched it as one movie. This is yet again, Warner Brothers did not believe in the first Joker movie, so they had investors pay for roughly half the budget. And they saw it made $1 billion, but they only pocketed about 50% of the profits because half of those profits went to the investors. So they only cashed in about $200 million for the first one. So they said, let's roll that budget into a sequel. Now they are going to lose a ton of money. Luis Fernando says, that's it. A disaster. A shocker, you name it. Hit by the worst word of mouth ever received by a comic book movie. Joker, Folie à Deux, underperforms industry's pessimistic $50 to $60 million projections at the U.S. box office. Shocking 40 million 3-day opening weekend, almost 2.5 times lower than 2019 Joker at 96.2 million, and almost on par with Morbius's $39 million. It's 15 million lower than The Flash at 55 million, and The Flash was an all-time flop for Warner Brothers, and it's $6 million lower than The Marvels, which is Marvel's worst flop at 46.1 million in its first 3 days. One of those weekends that will be remembered at box office history for the wrong reasons, and it was given a D cinema score, which is absolutely atrocious. Joker, Folie à Deux, raked in $81 million in its first 3 days, so it's only made $121 million at the box office. That would be fine if this movie had a low budget of around $50 million, but no. The budget for this Joker, Folie à Deux, is $200+ million. So that makes a $40 million domestic opening disastrous, especially when the first one grossed $96 million and it only dropped 42%. This one will easily drop 50 to 60%, maybe even 70% because word of mouth is absolutely terrible. Joker, Folie à Deux bows to 121 million global. Overseas traps expected range, but audience clearly not gaga over sequel. That's a good pun. Warner Bros. / DC's and Todd Phillips' Joker, Folie à Deux, clearly did not cause the hoped for frenzy at Turnstiles in its opening this session, while the Joaquin Phoenix / Lady Gaga starred came in at 81 million in 76 markets at the international box office, which was within projections for the first wave domestic rated. In both cases, most critical and social scores are seriously bad. The global debut was $121 million. This is an absolute disaster for Joker 2, especially when it was only supposed to be a one-off, but Warner Brothers' greed got into their minds, and now the second movie is going to flop disastrously, and not only that, it's going to squash what the first movie ever did. But anyway, that's all for me. If you like the video, like button, comment your guys' thoughts down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.